This is not a morph. There's nothing man-made about this animal.
Oh my gosh.
They can be pink, they can be white, they can be blue, yellow, lavender.
I got you.
Oh, you got him. Look at that.
I got that fly. Let's see. You want to fly? You want to eat that fly? I got you a fly. Eat that fly. Smell the fly. Eat the fly. You know, as a young lad, I spent my days in some backcountry roads in eastern Long Island. Believe it or not, there were backcountry roads in eastern Long Island in the areas. And basically, one of the more common turtles that I ever found growing up were box turtles. They were everyone, if you're from the northeast or eastern side of the country, you run into them. So today, we're with Chris Leone.
Yeah.
I say it right.
You do say
a lot of people say Chris Leone.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's Leone. He's an Italian guy.
He is not silent.
You got to pronounce that E, baby. So we're hanging out today, and we're going to talk box turtles. Would you like to show us your box turtle enclosure? Wow.
Which one?
Oh, he's getting fancy now. All right, let's start with the most common one that you and I grew up grabbing.
That's how we got our start, right?
That's right.
Come over here.
All right. Hey, yo. You want box turtles? I got box turtles. My name's Chris Leone.
Yeah, I got box turtles there. I got box turtles in here. Watch where you step.
All right. This is really beautiful. And this is actually their habitat.
Yeah.
We are in prime box turtle habitat.
Some might say I cheated.
Oh, how's that?
Because all I did was just fence in a section of my woods here.
That's pretty cool. Cheating is good when it comes to creating enclosures. Look at this, guys. You'll also see some wood turtles in here, but we're not worrying about woods.
I'll let you do the honors.
Holy smokes, look at this. This is why box turtles and the eastern variety, Terrapine Carolina, are so incredible. Look at the colors on these guys. This looks to be a female, yes. How you can tell female and male box turtles, the females have this flat plastron. They'll have kind of darker eyes. Yep. I'm colorblind. They're brown, right? Brown eyes?
Brown. They can have red, but it's not as fiery as the males.
Okay. And then, of course, they have this cute little tiny tail. So there she is. And who do you got there?
It's another beautiful female.
That pattern's amazing.
It is amazing, right?
Yeah.
These guys obviously look like this because you'll find these in meadows, in woodlands. A lot of people would think that they are a tortoise because they live on land.
But they are not.
They are not. They're actually grouped in the pond turtle family, in Emmys, right? Correct? What
Emydid.
Emydid, thank you.
And they have slightly webbed feet, which enables them to not only swim a bit in water, but they can actually submerge for prolonged periods.
Yeah, very cool. Now, here's what's unique. As I got more into turtles, I realized that this family of turtles, okay, the genus Terrapine, has quite a lot of different forms.
Yes.
Okay, so this would be considered the typical or most experienced species, Terrapine Carolina, okay? Yeah. Eastern box turtle. Found, I believe, and you'll know better than me, but I know they go from southern Maine all the way down into South Carolina, I think, or Georgia.
Do they come down to northern Florida?
They might.
Florida, yeah.
I didn't even know that. I never see them.
And out west, too. You've got them in Tennessee. You've got them in some of the Great Lakes region, Michigan.
Okay, very cool. So they
do have a wide range.
Wide range, right?
How far north do they go? Because people say they used to be in Connecticut. I've never seen
one.
They are in Connecticut.
Yes.
I've never seen one in my life.
Yeah. Having them in Long Island, New York, growing up, we had so many of these, and it was so awesome. They also can get quite large. They can be a good-sized turtle. Yeah. So they're fun. I love them. Great behaviors, active after rain, but there's also a bunch of different subspecies and species. Now, let's talk about a few of them because obviously we got the Carolina, the eastern box turtle. What are some of the subspecies? We got the Gulf Coast box turtle, which is a subspecies, the Florida box turtle.
But with the Florida, they're the new taxonomic classification of them. You can call them Terrapine Carolina boweri, meaning they're a subspecies of the eastern, or it's also acceptable now to call them Terrapine boweri, making them a full species.
Full species.
But that's one of those like, okay, who's saying what here? You know?
Okay, yeah, these are taxonomy is just basically names we give these animals. Yeah. But anyway, there you go. Now there's one more, if I'm not. Three-toed.
We got three-toed.
Yeah.
Well, the ornates are full species.
The ornates aren't the ornates. Actually, they're a Western variety.
They're Western. Yeah.
So when we talk about the genus name, it's Terrapine, but Terrapine ornata.
Ornata is the ornate.
And then there's Luteola,
which has been debunked.
What do you mean it's been debunked?
It's been demoted. They got rid of luteola.
Okay.
And they are just saying that they are ornates.
Wow.
So it's constantly flipping and changing, and they're doing a similar thing with the three-toed box turtle, saying that that is potentially a full species, and saying that the Mexican box turtle falls underneath that. So it's very hard to keep up with.
Wild, man. Yeah, there's...
Nonetheless, they're all different in their own right, but they all also have a lot of similarities, like the hinge on the plastron.
There you go, guys. So they call them a box turtle because when they're not as well fed as this, here we go. These are fat and happy turtles.
Yes.
They can close up and close like a hinge.
Look at that fat right there.
Yeah, this is a porky creature. And you know what's cool about this enclosure is he allows them to hibernate in here. So they are really not a lot of drama for you.
No, they are one of the easiest things that we have here. And as far as like the rescue and surrender situations that we do, whenever somebody's got a box turtle, it's like the easiest thing. You know?
Right.
But, you know, providing the animals healthy, they just get to live wild here. Obviously, we feed them.
So is this like a perfect thing to keep? If you're in the East, is this like the easiest thing to keep outside?
Regulations.
Yes, I was just going to ask that. I was actually going to answer that question before you asked it, because you have to be knowledgeable. I was going to say these animals are declining across their range. Whereas when I was a young lad in the 80s, I could go out and find them in mass. Sometimes I'd find 2 males on top of 1 female.
Right.
Nowadays you can't, because of development. Really, development is the #1 cause of mortality for these animals because of habitat loss.
And roadway traffic.
Right.
Yeah,
The majority of these populations occur on private land, which have not really been explored. So I've actually been to sites in the past, years ago, where we've seen 50 to 80 in maybe like an hour or 2 hours.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. But it's been a long time since I've been out in the field. But
there's a lot of, you know, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are strongholds for really any species.
Cool.
You know, there's places where there's a lot of North American wood turtles still, but as far as like that, like, you know, continuousness of it, if that's even a word, it's just not. Everything's very disjunct now.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? You know, where I grew up, we used to find them behind my fence, you know, in the yard.
Yeah,
you know, and I would
awesome.
beg my dad to go grab them for me, you know, and now, I mean, forget it. You will not see one in that neighborhood.
It just brings back a lot of memories for me, because, you know, these were one of the first turtles I actually encountered in my life. These and snapping turtles and the eastern painteds, but there's something special about the eastern box turtle and seeing one that brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, and it's so cool that you're able to do this. Why don't we take a look and see some of the other types of box turtles that you do work with, because I think people would get a kick when they figure out, or they learn, as I did, how many different ones we really do have.
Yeah, there's quite a few. All right.
We don't have to walk too far here at Garden State Turtle and Tortoise. And you guys can definitely check out his YouTube channel, which will have post links in the description, as we will with our friend Al on Reptastic Adventures on Instagram. Love these guys. It's a lot of fun to come up here every summer and hang with them. Get a chance to party down there, and let's see.
I think you're gonna be over here.
All right. Check it out. So look at how large the enclosures are. Tom also likes box turtles a lot.
Yes.
I do. Let's see. Look at this. Awesome shrubs. Now I'll get in here too. Let's see.
That's so thick in here.
It is thick, but that's exactly.
That's why they do so well. They thrive in naturalistic environments, and they need to have a lot of plants to help make them feel relaxed and give.
But you know, when you set them up naturalistically like this, you're de-stressing them automatically. You know.
You got one?
Yeah, we both got them.
What do we got?
I think it's just 2 females.
Yep,
There's a
2
really nice
females.
male
I
in here
went for a
somewhere.
swim here.
Oh yeah, careful, the water
I gotta
comes right
walk
up.
around.
See if there's anybody.
Another nice, fat, healthy turtle. What are you feeding these guys?
Now, are these 3-toads?
These are
Yes.
3-toads, and they're actually from a U.S. Fish and Wildlife confiscation
That is awesome.
that took place in 2018.
Now, you talk about regulations. In Florida, I am not allowed to keep more than 1 per adult per household. Or is it 2 per adult per household? It's 2 per adult per household. So I'd be allowed to keep 4 turtles, because I have 2 adults living there. However, as soon as they made babies, I'd be in trouble. Wow. So
how do you get around
give
that?
them away. You can't. I don't keep eastern species. You cannot keep terrapina, any subspecies of the eastern box turtle. But these guys are found, I get a lot of pictures from my friends in Bentonville, Arkansas, when they go mountain bike riding up there in Bentonville. They always come across this species out in Arkansas, three-toads. And these guys have 3 toes, but sometimes they got 4. So it doesn't always work out that way. But they are the more, I would say, drabber.
They're muted for sure, you know, and it, you know, it could also be a reflection of the environment that they occur in. They do occur in woodlands, but they're a little bit more out in the open. You know, these animals are in, you know, grassier areas, sometimes more in meadows. And the areas that they come from, even though they have winters, they do get very hot. So these guys blend in a little bit more, being more muted. The males are generally more colorful, again, but you're not talking eastern box.
No, they're the definitely the marquee when it comes to colors. Them and the Florida box turtles as well.
And you'll get pattern on these. There are some in here that have pattern, or they have like peach or reddish orange faces, you know, but these females are really quintessential brown, brown all around.
You know what, we haven't really been talking about what these guys eat in the wild. They're omnivores.
Yeah.
So they're going to wander around. They'll eat invertebrates, they'll eat fish, they'll eat carrion, dead animals, worms, all sorts of good stuff, and they'll also eat berries, different fruits to my knowledge. But you don't see a lot of, they aren't eating like a tortoise. You're not seeing any weeds or anything like
they're
that.
not really doing too much of the grazing on edible weeds and stuff. But Al brought up a good point before, talking about road mortality in these animals. They're not just crossing roads to get to different sections of the habitat, and they're not just crossing roads because it rained. They come out to eat roadkill. And then somebody comes along and then kills them too.
Yeah,
you know, not realizing that they're...
Many years ago, I saw one in a dead deer on the side of the road.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, you know, turtles are, in fact, a cleanup crew. They're seed dispersers, and they are also a slow-moving cleanup crew. So you have certain species like musk turtles and so on that live at the bottom of ponds. They'll kind of walk around and eat the detritus and dead animals that fall to the bottom. Opportunistic feeders. For sure. Very cool. All right, do you have any Gulf Coast box turtles?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go check them out.
They're in the pond over there.
As far as box turtles in America, the United States, are concerned, the Gulf Coast are more aquatic than others.
They're very aquatic. They're also the largest. I don't know if you already said that. They are also the largest of the terrapine genus, but they're so aquatic. I remember going down to, I won't give up the location, but we went down there to see them in the wild in 2015. And we're walking through the forest, and there's a lot of ponds and vernal pools that were considerable depth. And we came across an adult male, and I kid you not, I actually have a video clip of it, but it's grainy because it was the older phones. He took off, ran from us, threw himself in the water, and swam all the way out, and then went down like a painted turtle.
Get out of
That was unbelievable. And that's
really
why
cool.
they have this habitat, because they completely utilize the water. There might actually be some of them in here.
That's really cool. Now, I'm going to walk across this.
You grab him.
Yeah,
I would always find dark Gulf Coasts also. Let me walk back over to you.
There's another male that would be really great to find him if he might be back.
Wow, there's a
here,
big hole here.
Oh, all right. Yeah, the groundhog's back. Right.
There's a groundhog.
Yep.
Turtles could definitely
Turtles are
get
down in there. Have you seen this turtle, the hybrid Blandings and wood turtle?
I was wondering what that thing was.
That's what he is. Yeah, he's the nastiest turtle on the planet.
How cool is
Check this out, guys. Look at the size of these, huh? These are massive box turtles.
Yep.
And some will have coloration, and some get really melanistic, or these white heads. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
But again, that is just a really cool turtle. Look at the eyes on him. Look at him staring into your soul.
Sounds like marbly. That's
So cool. Yeah.
So, well, the story with these is, so this one, let me actually wet her down. You can really see what I'm talking about. With the Gulf Coasts, throughout the range, you get influence, right?
Ah, I know what the influence is.
You've got Florida box influence on this animal. You have a broken dorsal stripe and even the head markings. So, you know, over time, these animals integrate. You know, their ranges overlap, and in Florida, you've got the Gulf Coast and the Florida box. So it's possible that this animal, at some point, its great-grandfather could have Florida blood in it. You know,
that's really
and
cool.
That's why she looks the way she does.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah, but then he's more classic. You know, he's got those huge mandibles, and his shell is primarily black. And then this lady right here is
almost piebald.
Yeah, well, she's actually, I believe, the victim of fire. See that?
Yeah.
You can see, like, you know, it's almost like the scoot seams were melted together.
Yep. That's crazy.
The resilience is incredible.
Yeah, it is. And you know, these animals live in areas where there are a lot of brush fires and pine forests and so on. We're here in the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. So what they'll do is they'll just dig down. If there's a fire, they dig down, and the fire goes so fast, will roll over top of them and do just that. But they're able to survive. The shell is incredible.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. They're true survivors.
You can even see, I just noticed this, I don't think I ever did before, but if you look closely, these are the remnants of her original markings.
Okay.
So she may have had a little bit of a mottled carapace like that one did at one point, but now she just looks like a chocolate caramel swirl.
Yeah, but the stories these animals will tell, they can live over 100 years, no problem. They're long-lived vertebrates, turtles and tortoises, and the fact that this animal has such a smooth shell. She's an old animal, I would imagine.
She's also
will a box
gravid, I
turtle
just
go?
realized.
Oh, you just pulped her?
She's got eggs in there,
She's got eggs in there. What's that?
How long will a box turtle go?
80, 100 years is not unheard of.
There's reports of them going even longer. It's just something usually gets them. You know, a car, a fire, they're poached, whatever, you know.
Incredible, man. Cool. Do we have any other box turtles to look at? All right, let's go. I'm going to put this one right here. Look at this. He's going under. That is so cool.
Wow.
That is so weird.
He'll
He
come
just
back
walked
up when
in.
he wants. He might come back up on the other side.
Huh.
Wild. That is so cool.
But they're not spending more
Here he goes,
time in
here
the
he goes.
There he goes.
water
Look.
than
Look.
they are.
Right on the
Look.
surface.
Oh, God. I hope he took enough of a breath.
Oh, he did.
Come on, buddy.
He's good.
Just break the surface, will you? Now, this pond is actually built so these animals can walk right out of it
So
easily.
he's coming up to a shallow part now, so pretty soon you're going to see him
Take
get
a
some
breath.
beverages.
You went deeper.
Bloop.
By the edge.
Bloop.
He's by the edge.
There he comes. Here he comes.
coming
All
up
right.
right on the
There
edge.
we go.
Yes. See, you
Okay.
did that?
I was sweating it a little bit.
Box turtles float.
Yeah, no, I had put them in. Sometimes if you put a turtle directly in the water, they'll sink. If they don't have, they take enough air to go to where they want to dive, which is kind of interesting. Sea turtles, they actually know the depth they're at or the depth they want to get to, but sometimes if you just plunk a turtle in, they don't know. So always put them in on land.
Well, that's what I say too. I've told people, you know, yes, box turtles have a strong relationship with water and they require it, but that doesn't mean you go tossing one in the middle of a lake. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So,
All right, cool, man. All right,
so what do you want to see next?
Oh, you be the Pied Piper, man.
Do we want to continue going with the terrapene?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right, then let's
it's
go
all
in the
about
back.
the terrapene.
Yes.
I like getting schooled, man. It's fun because Chris is so hyper focused on the species he keeps. He knows so much about them that it's awesome for me because I get to learn something as well.
Hardcore nerd.
Yeah, it's good. Hardcore nerd, but as we talked about earlier in the kitchen, also has some other things he's into, which is pretty good. Musician.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Mexico.
All right.
But not really.
¿Cómo estamos? Muy bien. I'm sorry, that's my wife. She's better at Spanish.
Go. Okay.
Immediately. All right, so what do we got?
This is an adolescent male Mexican box turtle. So still terrapene,
Okay.
but old taxonomy suggests that this is Terrapene carolina mexicana,
Okay.
meaning it's a subspecies of the eastern box turtle.
Wow.
But
Wild.
in more recent classifications, now they're saying that this is either its own thing, Terrapene mexicana, or it's a subspecies of the three-toed box turtle, which isn't that surprising because
3 toes.
vast majority of the time they have only 3 toes.
That's interesting.
This
huh?
guy is young and he's just starting to show that color. So if you want to hold him, I'll show
do.
you what will eventually
That
happen.
is so beautiful. Look at this.
It's like he's got like a cherry head leg.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, he does have some beautiful markings on his legs here. That is awesome. Wow, look at it. Holy
Once he
smokes.
matures,
No way.
yeah.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Look at the color on, look at that yellow on it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Blue, red, orange, yellow,
Oh my God, he's a rainbow.
mad at the world.
Not as mad as me. I got you.
Oh, you
son of a-
got him. Look
I
at
got
that.
that fly. Let's see. You want a fly? You want to eat that fly?
I eat that fly.
You want to eat that fly? I got you, fly. Eat that fly. Smell the fly. Eat the fly.
I don't think he's gonna eat the fly.
He's not going to eat the fly.
He's not gonna eat the fly.
I don't know
Do it for the
because
camera.
he's just, you know, do you want to eat the fly, lady? Fly. You hungry? No?
Chris feeds his turtles well.
They don't
These
want no
guys are,
flies.
you know, they are of course omnivores, just
Okay.
like the eastern box, but these guys love fruit.
That's so cool.
Look, he's really showing off there. Look at
That is beautiful, man. That is,
amazing?
I mean, it's so cool for me to see a species I don't really come in contact with and to be excited again. That is beautiful, man. Look at that.
But you know, with box turtles, you know, obviously, especially with the eastern, you do get the beautiful color on the females too. But with some of these more obscure or rare species of box turtle, they're a lot like birds. Okay, you get the conspicuous coloration on the males, and then the females are very uniform.
Interesting. Sorry, ladies.
There's a little bit of a Cohelan look to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what's funny. See, so I would have been confused. I would have thought these were Cohelans, which are another aquatic type, aren't they?
But they really lack color.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the Mexican, and they're found northern Mexico, northeastern Mexico, I would imagine.
Oh, I can't. Tamaulipas, wherever that is one of the like regions.
Strongholds.
Yeah, one of the strongholds for
Very cool.
Yeah. Look at the blue on his lips.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Amazing.
It's an awesome animal.
He's cool, and he's old. You can see he's really
worn in.
Yeah, really interesting. He, you know, you're starting to see the blue on him and the orange, so it'll be interesting to see what he ends up being as he really matures.
But you can also see that he's young. He still has his patterns, and these are just completely worn away. Just natural erosion of the shell.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, man. Do we have another species to look at?
We've got another one here that only occurs in the peninsula of the Yucatan.
Ah.
Yes, and this animal, not that they're all not unique in their own right, but when it comes to the males of this species, there's something to gawk at.
Okay, I'm excited. And right now, it's the hottest part of the day.
Yeah, bad time to look.
Yep, well, could be bad, could be good. We just need to find out where they are. They're gonna be hiding.
There's one right there.
I got one right here, but it's not the one I wanted to.
Is that a female? It's a
no, it's an adolescent male, which is good to show, but I really want to show
this one guy.
the big guy.
All right. Maybe the greenhouse. I'll grab him.
All right, so are these the Yucatan box turtle?
These are the Yucatans, yep.
All right, so I took a guess.
There's another one over there.
This is really cool though. Just a different variety. I've never really been able to put hands on all the different species of terrapinae. And today I am doing that, which is really cool. So I hope you guys are appreciating this video as well, because really is a living field guide of the box turtle we're doing right now, which is cool. North American box turtle, which is a very cool species.
Hold her.
All right, we got a gal. Look, she's pretty too though.
Yep, a lot of yellow.
I mean, that's a really cool color, real cream on that face.
Very
sorry. That's so awesome.
You get more yellow in the females, and then the males you can have like some white and blue.
The other interesting thing I'm noting, he says this is an adolescent male.
Right.
So the tail is definitely a little bit longer, but it does have a flat plastron. I wonder if that's something, does that change?
No.
Okay, because that's interesting.
It's a uniqueness
to this species.
of the male. You may also see with the Mexicans that the plastrons don't get concave, which is really interesting. Now, he's a male through and through, and you're starting to notice what's happening with his head.
Yes.
Because when he grows up, that's
no
when he'll become.
way.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yes.
Look at the eyelids.
This is not a morph. There's nothing man-made about this animal. This is literally what happens to the Yucatan box turtle when the male matures.
Oh my god.
They can be pink, they can be white, they can be blue, yellow, lavender, or a combination of everything above. You also notice something else.
What's that?
What's up with the color of his eyes?
They're normal looking.
They're not red.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
So with males, once they mature, and he's old enough to properly sex, you're gonna look for the longer, thicker tail, the huge back legs, which you see on any male box turtle, and then eventually that insane color. And overall, the face and the beak are just more pronounced than you're gonna see on the female.
That is berserk, man. I've never seen that. You know, it's almost like the ghost masks in Mexico. You wonder what inspired these people, but culturally, and you have to look at the animals around where these people lived, and that's what they took as inspiration. That's just magnificent. Now I wonder, it's not a breeding display. This is how it looks.
This male is this color every day of the year, no matter the season. Had him for years. And you know, it's really exciting to see, like, not so much on his legs, but you can see the pattern breaking up on his head, and the blue and the white are coming out.
Yeah. Oh
So, you know, so it could be similar to what we were talking about with the alligator snappers, how the males with the real golden heads end up being those dominant males.
Okay.
Not every Yucatan is as almost bleached white as this guy is, but I will tell you, he does rule the roost in here.
There you go. So the most handsome creature probably got to breed the most and get his genetic material out there. That's incredible, man. This has been a really cool lesson on box turtles. the North American species. I think the only one we didn't see was the Cohelan, right?
We don't have the Cohelan, but we have the Florida.
Okay, very cool. Yep. Well, we see those Floridas. We might, let's go grab a Florida just to show everybody before I get out of here. I want to show you one more species of box turtle, because you have almost the most complete collection, I would say, without luteola or nada, right?
So I actually do own both of those, but they stay at a friend's place that can provide a little bit better for them. We have so many tortoise species here that I can't really dedicate some of the tortoise pens to them. You know, it's not to say I couldn't expand, but they do better with a friend. And I also don't have the spotted box turtles, you know?
Oh, got one.
Got one?
Oh, and look at that. There it is, man. Just like I'm home in Florida. Pretty design, real attractive. And this female is locked up tight, showing you. Look at this.
This is a very special, important turtle.
All right, talk to me about her.
This is Ovida.
Okay, Ovida.
Almost like Oviedo, Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Because she used to live in Oviedo, Florida, at Peter Pritchard's place.
No way.
This is Peter Pritchard's turtle.
Wow.
That now lives here, thanks to Maurice Rodriguez. And we have her babies inside.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's just incredible.
And tell everyone who Peter Pritchard was.
Peter Pritchard was still is the most famous turtle biologist in the world. If you like turtles and you don't know who he is, you must go read up about him. The man did monumental work, a ton of stuff. He did a lot of work in Venezuela with redfoot tortoises, sea turtles, you name it. Tons of books. He even did translation for other turtle books. And just a true legend in the reptile world and just, wildlife world.
Definitely.
So to have this turtle is like, I remember when I first got her, my hands were shaking.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So very cool. We had a chance to meet Peter Pritchard over the years as he lived up in there, and he had a collection of all kinds of holotypes of different species of turtles. A holotype is a deceased animal that has been just kind of preserved so that you can see. He basically wrote so many books on turtles and tortoises. So very cool, and what a great way to end our little tour of the North American box turtles. We went all over North America here, friends, but we didn't leave his backyard. So how cool is that? Like I said in the middle of this little video we were doing, go check out Garden State Turtle and Tortoises on YouTube, and look, it's out. Go check him out. Go check him out also on Instagram for Reptastic Adventures, and I'm sure we'll do some stuff with you in the future as well.
Yeah, sure, absolutely, anytime.
Oh yeah, sure. He seems enthusiastic about it.
It's like, not this guy.
Anyway, friends, we're out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again, Chris. Always a pleasure, brother.
Anytime.
Knuckles. All right. Handshake. I love you.
This is actually one of Paul Vandershaw's.
Oh, cool.